weird, isn't it? That is so weird, man.
It's alright, we're not all rich. It's fine.
Thank God! She doesn't think it's me! Yes!
My love, my life, my everything.
Welcome back to the Antisocial podcast, brought to you by Adrian Flux.
Yeah.
Today, we've got, unfortunately, a special guest. Bambino Becky.
Wow.
Yes.
Big day. Best day of my life so far.
Is it actually?
Excited. Yes.
Is it better than being on Happy Hour?
Oh, it's up there. It is up there.
Oh.
It is up there.
So how are you? Are you okay, Becky?
I'm great. Always great. Yes.
You're
good.
very hungover today, aren't you?
I was. I'm better now.
What were you doing?
Yeah, should we discuss
I
that?
was filming Strong Ones yesterday. It was-
Responsibly, I hope, this time.
Responsibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No blue lights. It was with George Mimulus.
Wait. Can you see that? Oh, I thought it was an ambulance.
Oh, for God's sake. That took a while for me to
Fuck's
click on it.
sake.
There's a shame.
And how did it go?
Oh, it was very well. Yeah, very well.
It was very well.
Can we
It was
just
very well.
confirm, was there an ambulance called this
No,
time?
not at all. In fact, I walked.
Was there one on
not
standby?
like
I
you.
I walked in a straight line to the taxi, got in a taxi, walked home.
Did anything go wrong during the set or after the set?
Yes.
Right, what
we
happened
lost
then?
the studio, part 3.
Part three.
This is the third time this has happened. So I thought I'd be clever and book an Airbnb instead of a studio.
A nice
Save
brick
some
wall.
money.
Clever.
I was just typing in brick walls, Airbnbs, and I found one, and you weren't allowed to film in there.
Because you were telling me earlier that you were all walking in with massive soft boxes and George Mimulus had a mask on.
Yeah.
So it was like you were filming a
They
porno.
knocked the door and went, "Hi, firstly, this is booked for one person. Secondly, why is there filming equipment going in?"
Did they just walk in?
No, they just knocked the door. But
Well, where were they?
they lived next door.
Oh.
I didn't know this. But one more thing. The bedroom had a CCTV camera looking at it.
What?
Sorry.
I know. So then that was
That's
red.
that
red
Shane
signal.
Dawson documentary.
Exactly.
That's hefty dodgy. That is really dodgy.
Imagine George. He was like tea towel over that. No. So he did.
Put his mask over
Imagine
it.
a masked man covering up the CCTV.
And they were just coming close, and they were like, "Shh."
I don't know why, but just small George and his cap, sunglasses, bandana, just walking into an Airbnb going, "You're right." It just
Yeah.
makes me fucking
He's like,
crease.
"Oh, it's really nice in here." But yeah. So that was a shambles. But the video will be out soon. The video
So
was
you managed
good.
to get the whole thing filmed,
Yeah, video was.
and then they just booted you out.
And I was like, "Bye." It was all good.
Didn't even stay the night.
Well, I think we'll talk
Did
about
so.
Strong Ones more towards the end.
right. No
Right,
worries.
got a couple of questions about that. However, I feel like we should start about your YouTube channel. Was it 7 years ago you said you started?
7 whole years ago.
7 years
7
ago.
years of my life.
7 years too long.
That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
sorry.
is too long.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm joking.
And how long has it been since London?
2 years. Moved to February just before I turned 21. So now I'm 22.
21.
Jeez,
God.
2 years ago. That doesn't
I
seem...
know, it's stupid. It flies in London. Like, you guys have been here for what? Like,
My life.
6 months? Oh, okay.
Show off. Sorry.
Glad you're here.
I was
Jesus.
built different, lads.
What I wanted to ask was, what's the difference between Neath and London?
Little
Neath.
Like, just how different that must be.
I would love to take you to Neath. It's just the funnest place in the world. It's just
Funnest.
It's the best place in the world.
Oh, so you regret moving to London?
No, I don't regret it at all.
So London's better than Neath?
No,
Okay.
but I love going back
Right.
because I go back and
Would you
it's.
settle down in Neath?
You know, I think I would.
Oh.
What is Neath?
No, I don't know. No, I'd probably settle down somewhere similar like that because London's
Okay.
so busy, and I'm like,
What is Neath, though? Like, what
Neath
is it?
is. Should I
Yeah,
tell
I
you
know
what
it's a
it
place.
is?
Yeah, please can you just
Okay,
explain
so
to me
my
what
house
it
is here in a little village. My
Right.
school
What
was
street?
there.
What number?
Postcode? Postcode?
Behave yourself. My house was there. My school was there. The pub was there, and then there was just fields.
Oh,
and
that's
that was-
ideal. Go straight from
Oh,
GCSEs
you
into the
never
pub.
knew. Well, that's what I did. I was
Standard.
a waitress.
Sounds a bit like Emmerdale.
Rolled into exactly like everything.
it?
Yeah.
Is it a big place? Like how many people?
Tiny.
Do you know how many people?
Well, everyone knows each other. Like you go on
Ah.
a night out in Neath into these little pubs, and everyone's like, "Hey, hey."
Well, that's
hiya."
the same where I'm from because there's no university, so it's the same
Yeah,
people
yeah,
from
yeah.
10 years
I could
ago
not
that still
think
go
of
out.
anything worse. Like
It's
anything.
good.
It's so much
It's good.
nicer.
It's good and bad. So you'll go out and you'll see friends,
Oh, I
you'll look
think
at
it
them,
is.
and you're like, "Oh, right."
Yeah.
But then when I go home, it's like, "You're still doing that YouTube
Oh,
thing, aye?"
Yeah,
I go,
that's true.
"Yeah, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it."
Are you doing well for yourself? I'm like,
But do you not find like the good thing I find for London is that if you go out on a night out or something,
Different people every time.
different people every time, unless like going out with specific people, but you will meet new people, whatever. If you go into like small towns, if you ever have a messy night or something, the whole town's gonna know about what you did on that night.
Oh yeah, of
This
course.
is true.
So you can hide in London. You can do whatever.
Oh, dreadful. The first time I went on a night out in London, I literally was so scared.
Really?
Because I was turning to everyone and being like, "Hiya, you're right." Being like, "I probably know your auntie." No, I don't know. Jesus Christ, that was awful. It was such a shame.
Well, how did all of our like paths cross? Who was the first person
Yeah.
that met out of us?
I think it was you. Was it not?
I know
So
we probably
online,
talked.
yeah.
Online. So
Can I be in your video?
No, that wasn't the case.
I actually remember it. I think that I followed some Scottish people because obviously I'm
You're
Scottish.
from Scotland.
And then I think a Scottish person retweeted your video because you've got, for some reason, a lot of Scottish viewers, which is odd. And then I remember I watched one of your videos and I was like, oh, she's all right. And I followed you followed her back. Then I remember like 2 weeks ago, Cam was like, Hooray, that Bambino Becky's videos are really good, hooray. And I was like,
you said that, didn't he?
And I was like, was that me, Cam? Wasn't fucking me.
And then I literally went upstairs and I was like, oh yeah, I was watching her videos like 2 weeks ago. So
It was from remember the BBC?
BBC. I couldn't get away from your
BBC.
name. Like I had to keep going to these BBC things, and I was, I think I was Billy Big, what they call it, Billy Big Balls. And I walked in, sat down, and they were like, "Do you know Cam Kirkham?" And I was like, "No, who's that?" So I looked and I was like,
Oh,
riding off the back of me,
Spice
as usual.
Boys.
what, you didn't know Cam before the BBC thing?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I knew of his name, I think. And then I went again, and they were like, "Yeah, Cam Kirkham," and I was like,
Should we like talk a little bit about that? Because that's
Th-
quite
that's the most-
interesting.
that's the only thing we did.
Oh,
I did BBC
God.
Scotland before that BBC Free thing came.
mm.
And it was like the only way where I could get money, like without like, because obviously I was getting like I was probably getting like 30 quid a month from YouTube, and then you get 100 quid, or it's between 100 to 400 per video of the BBC, depending on what BBC platform is going on.
When did you guys all meet?
When did I
in
meet you?
person?
Yeah, when did you meet for the
Oh,
first
so
time?
me
Because
and
like
Be- me
seeing
and-
each other online, you
Oh,
followed me
no.
online ages before we
We
met.
had-
Did I follow you?
You followed me first.
Oh,
yeah.
Becky, go on, bloody.
We had
What am I like?
we had spoken cold before, but then the only first thing we met was so long. It was literally like a year and a half later, which was at
Where was
Sitsy.
it?
Sitsy.
Oh, it was.
So
oh my God, do you remember?
I was
Explain this.
I was
it's funny.
I was expecting to see her, so I walked into the venue, just looking, as cool as ever. Obviously I've got all these fans coming up to me, like taking photos of me, and I'm like,
It was
"Ah,
hard
not the time. Joking. I think like 3 people took a photo of me that weekend.
One was
and-
me.
Yeah, exactly. And I just remember I walked past, and then someone just jumped out and started punching me in the belly,
Yeah,
and I was
it
like, "What the f-?" And it was her.
It was me. It was me.
And
I
when
did
did you
that.
two meet?
I think it was City as well. I think it was on the
Cam.
bridge.
Cam, I'm
On the
such
bridge?
a
Was it?
terrible.
Wait, was it?
Oh my
Wait.
God,
was doing
no,
on the
no,
bridge?
No, it was.
was
Oh, our first meeting, I was
The
like,
bridge,
fuck
lads.
you. I've not told you this.
What?
Cam didn't speak to
Don't
anyone that whole
remember.
sit
Yeah.
What's
I
the
just-
bridge?
yeah.
Wait, what? Say
Okay,
this?
okay. So Summer
I just want to know where the bridge
The
is.
bridge is by Summer City.
So it's
It's
not
by
in
the-
the.
it's-
So it's where
it's a
everyone kind of
physical bridge.
chills because it's right
a bridge.
outside.
Okay.
It's,
okay.
The bridge.
Oh, so fucking
So
nice.
it's
On
a
and
pub.
off.
It's like a little footbridge type thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cam, you wanted to ask something. What do you mean?
What were you gonna say before there?
So you were with Dan,
Yeah.
and I'd known you for what, like a year and a bit, maybe like 2 years,
Oh, fuck.
right? And I was like, holy shit, it's Cam. And I was like, Cam. And you turned around, you went,
Wait, what did I just
I
ignore
remember
you?
this.
all right. And then you went,
Oh, it's time for. Oh.
I was like,
do that.
Yeah.
wow.
You did that to a lot of people
Yeah.
that weekend.
I thought, what?
I'm just very
I just thought you were just
antisocial.
really big. Oh,
On the front.
Aye, come on. No, and I thought, okay, he's one of them. But then I realised you're not. You're.
No, I
Oh, right,
can't
this-
remember that.
Because you
Yeah.
told me that. You said I surprised you the most because you said, and I'm not embarrassed to admit this, you said you thought I was going to be the weirdest one out of them all.
Well, was I wrong?
No.
definitely not.
Yeah,
No.
The first time I met you, Becky, was quite sad. Like it was just it was sad for me. It's like you followed me on Twitter a long time, like, for quite a long time. We spoke a couple times
Why
via
did you-
DMs. I think it was your birthday party.
Oh no! You told me you and Ethan.
So first time I met Becky, I was out with a few other people, and we've gone to bounce after, and it also happened to be Becky's. Was it
This redeems
21st?
You, by the way. Yeah, it was my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I was overwhelmed.
I was there.
She was absolutely bad. Oh, you were there?
Yeah, you probably didn't see me.
How weird is that?
I was crying for the first 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't know why.
So
Inconsolable. You're so excited.
So I walked in and I was like, I don't know who anyone here is. Like, this was a completely different scene to anything. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know anyone.
The same.
I know. Oh, it's your party.
I know. I just invited the whole of the UK YouTube scene. I was like,
Oh.
everybody come, and I didn't expect them to come, and they did.
Oh,
and I was
fair
like,
enough.
Jesus.
And then at the end of the night, I saw Becky, and I've spoken to her a few times. So I was just like, you know what? I didn't know it was her birthday. I feel a bit rude, like being at her party and not even saying like happy birthday or even speaking to her. And I went like, happy birthday, Becky. Like, I hope you had a good night. Her face.
Glazed.
Oh,
I
look,
remember.
the shoes on the
Yeah,
other foot
I
now,
know.
isn't it?
I know.
You're one of them.
Walks past me, and it was someone next to me. I think it was Josh. He literally just did this. He was like, "Unlucky, mate." And I was just like, sick. Sick.
What?
Yeah. So basically, Becky, you are
Yeah, but-
you are
Ego
cruel.
from a young age.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
What was it? that
No,
you
but
got?
to
Big
be fair,
big
Billy Big
Big-
Balls.
Billy Big Balls.
Yeah,
What's
that's
your
what my
Billy Big Balls to say hello to you.
So my
That's
channel
shocking.
was going to be called.
Going back to YouTube, what actually made you want to become a YouTuber?
Oh my
Who
God.
did you watch? Or like, what was the inspiration behind
So
it?
I used to watch like the OG like Charlie So Cool like kind of people like
Yeah.
and I was and I was obsessed, and then I decided I remember just wanting to film everything. Like I found a video of me the other day, and it was like when I was like 10 doing a room tour, and I was like, who the fuck am I filming that for? And I was like, hi guys. And I'm like, who am I talking to? Apart from my gran. And then that footage, bless my soul, actually wrote over all our holiday footage on the tape.
Oh,
So they were fuming about that. They got a video of my
you
room.
little
But
bastard.
not Disney. So that was a shame. But since then, I just wanted to film everything.
That's
Yeah.
quite good. It's a passion, at least.
on YouTube, the first time that you really, I think, got a massive traction
Yeah.
wasn't it being in Brian's video?
Yes.
Like,
Howie.
So how did he get in contact with you the first time?
Okay, so I used to make like what's in my bag videos. I'd make, like the I did, yeah. No,
she have, like, a
like
big
beauty
bag?
guru kind of stuff. Well, I didn't.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I did a like what to take to school. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was really out
Brian
of my
just
depth.
loved it.
Brian really wanted
And
to
then
see what's in the
right,
bags.
suddenly, this is where it all happened. Ready for my story? Big story. The earthquake that hit
Earthquake.
Wales.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So I was filming a Get Lit With Me playlist video.
I remember that.
I was filming a part 2.
Oh,
So my son's...
Classic.
And I stood there and I was like, I hate this. I hate it. Why am I doing this? And then an earthquake hit as I was filming. Posted that video.
Where
Called
were you?
In my room.
Where?
In Wales.
There was an earthquake in Wales.
There was an earthquake in
Yeah,
Wales.
it was. Yeah.
And I
Didn't
went
know
on
that.
all the channels, all the news and everything, because I was the only person who was filming. Obviously, me like this the whole
Neath.
time. Yeah. And I posted that video, which was so different. It was like, I survived an earthquake. And I think that's the one that Brian saw. I think
Yeah.
that was how
So
he saw.
did he just?
Yeah, he said he saw it when he was on the toilet, actually.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh,
Prime time. Prime time viewing.
Great.
Just like my content.
So
I
did he
guess.
just DM you and just say?
So I was a waitress, and I remember I hated it. And I remember looking at my phone, and it was just DM saying True Geordie, and it was like, you're doing really well, keep it up. And I was literally,
it's a nice message.
yeah, I thought I was going to quit that week. And it was the
Oh.
weirdest timing. I was
So is
like,
it safe to say Brian saved your career?
Brian saved
Brian
my
saved
career,
your career.
So
my
that-
life,
So
my love, my life, my everything.
oh,
Oh, she's
Okay.
winked right at the camera.
it's a very raunchy session.
It's like-
Anyway, well, how did So he DM'd you, whatever. He invited you down to come.
Yeah, like
London?
within like the week I'd come up to London, I just remember so bad. Like he was like, "You'll be the first girl on the channel," I think it was something like this. It was
Yeah.
really strange, and he was like, "Come meet me in the old studio," and I walk up to him and I'm just like,
Yeah.
he's just getting bigger, and I was like, yeah.
When you see him for the
Yeah.
first time,
You think that's not a person?
no, he's like 6'6".
He's incredible. I was like, wow.
It's like Jack and the Beanstalk,
Yeah,
innit?
and he gave me a hug, and I just was like,
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
I was an XO at the time.
"Ah, no,
and
oh,
I-
right, you carry on.
And I remember him saying, next week I've got Bambino Becky. And then the next week I went, he showed us the video before it went up.
Oh.
And that was how I seen it.
Right.
What was your story you were going to say?
Because I remember I was like, First thing I said to him was, I got you quicker than Cam, because you were like, you walked
Oh.
to it instead of getting a tube.
Yeah, because I didn't have enough money. Thanks, Becky.
All right.
It's all right. We're not all rich. It's fine.
Okay.
Well,
no
you actually
worries.
walked across London.
I walked an hour through Hackney. Where, if you've been through Hackney, if you Google it, it's top crime in London.
It's a little bit rough. It's a bit
It's
rough.
fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
You had
it's
short
fine.
hair though, then, right?
Yeah, I had a
Yeah,
skinhead.
pro-
You're
so-
probably
Right.
safer then.
If it was
than
all
you are
going to
now.
kick off, we know who was going to win. You know what I mean?
Should have got a
The
body
kick-off.
spike. Body spike on the way.
Well, how is that? So you got there. You obviously met him. He's like fucking 7 foot. How was the experience filming with him? Was it not
He's-
nerve wracking?
So I thought this guy's going to be a dickhead because I was like, watch his videos.
Yeah.
He was the nicest man. Like, he went to this little coffee shop before, and I was like, what the fuck am I in a coffee shop with Drew Geordie?
Oh, was that the one like to the right?
Yes. He was like, do you want a water? And I was like, yeah.
That makes me piss myself, like imagining True Geordie with like a little macchiato.
He
like
used to get his little credit card out, well, this big in his hand. Yeah.
Contactless.
That's what's. It's not annoying, but when you know Brian behind the camera, you know he's like probably one of the nicest
Oh,
people you'll meet on
ridiculously
YouTube.
nice. Yeah, so
Whereas
nice.
To the audience, you'll seem like, oh, he's just like a lad kind of guy.
Yeah, no, he's not. No,
But
not at all.
even now, he'd probably still message you just advice and little bits.
All
does
the
he,
time,
like,
yeah.
Do you
So you still
giving-
talk, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then. But when I got back then, he would like, every video I post, he'd be like, you need to do this, you should have done that, blah, blah, blah. You know, kind of
So he gives
give
you,
me
like,
guidance, which was
like,
so
feedback?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
helps though, doesn't
that's-
it? Because
Oh,
sometimes
massively.
when
I
you-
remember when he did that to you as well. You uploaded a video like about like the heat wave or something like that, and then he just told you why the fuck did you do that?
yeah, he just said like deleted or something.
That's
Was it
good
heat-
feedback.
Thanks for-
Was it the heat wave or Beast of the East? It was like, was it really snowy or really
Beast
sunny?
of the East,
Yeah,
that
it was
me.
the snowy.
So, it was just snowy, the Beast of the East, and he was just messaging. Was like, yeah, that was shit.
Yeah, but he's good with Brian this because he doesn't like go, oh, that's a good video. He'll like just tell you.
Yeah.
It's not
straight
like
up.
bullshit. He's like a real friend, you know, someone that'll actually
Oh.
tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, YouTube friends.
You did that yourself. I just thought you were being wholesome.
No, I thought you were
Aw.
just looking at
No,
us a bit,
I
yeah.
thought it was cute.
Aww.
I think the next
Cute
Harmonies.
the next big the next big thing you've had with the YouTuber, like we even need to mention this, is the whole KSI thing.
Yeah, sorry KSI for using your
Yeah, we've used it quite.
I think this is the sixth clip. Maybe. I'm sorry.
They're paid for rent. It's
Who's
fine.
that?
So what? How did
Oh.
you first get in contact with him?
The funniest
Ooh.
thing. Again, I was like, content shit. I'm rubbish. I should just go and be a waitress the rest of my life. 'Cause nothing was happening. My content was just staying the same. In fact, it was going down views wise, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock, from a phone call from Ellen Neal or a text or something. She was like, go on Twitter now. And I was like,
Oh,
nudes. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. And I was like, all right. KSI's tweeted that. What did he say? It was like, just for my
My favourite UK female YouTubers.
female
with-
YouTubers.
And just with Yura and Eleanor's that.
And yeah, just the acts, nothing else.
And it was so weird for me because this is when I had a real job, and I used to have to get up at 5 a.m. to go to the hospital. So I was up before anyone. And at the time, you and Eleanor were literally my best girl mates. R.I.P. them friendships.
Yeah.
So I literally spoke to you and Eleanor every single day, and then it was so weird for me because I was like, my only 2 female mates have been shouted at. I think I was spamming both of you, being like, look at Twitter.
Well,
have you seen
yes,
Twitter?
yeah,
Look
it
at
was
Twitter.
you,
Have
it
you
was
seen
you.
Twitter? What the fuck? What the fuck? Because
Oh my
it was
God.
just so it's like someone fucking hacked his account because it was just such like a bland tweet.
So it was just out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
I
just like-
he'd not even followed or anything. It was just that out of nowhere. And I was obviously like, what? So I just went back to sleep. So I was like, I'll do that later. It was just too much. Like, it was just too much because I just saw
Have a happy.
my sub count and I was like, I can't look at it.
What impact did that have on your channel, just off the tweets?
Okay, so it went from 20k to 100k.
When was this, by the way?
The week I was moving to London.
Shut the fuck
It was
up.
insane.
It was.
From a tweet. Do you know
Don't,
what I
don't
mean?
ask how I know
80K.
this. I think mid-January 2019, I think it was.
Yeah, and I moved up on the 10th of February.
His power is like
Oh my god.
unmatched. Like, and
Insane.
it's like one tweet would change everything for
Because I
one
remember
person.
I was in bits when I hit 50k, just
Yeah.
because it was like me and my dad were watching it and it was like rolling over. Like it didn't stop and we were just like, what is going on? It just kept going until I moved up. Yeah. Then it stopped. No, I'm joking. It didn't stop then. But like it was just, that sounds really bad.
I've got a kind of
It did stop,
Tina Tough.
but it was just,
24
it was
hours.
crackers.
I've got
It
a
has, it
question
has.
kind of for how you feel that since moving to London in the last 2 years.
Mm.
So obviously we'll get back to the KSI thing in a second because it is very relevant. But how did you find that the impact from coming to London post KSI impacted what content you were putting out?
Post KSI.
Post
is
KSI,
that,
KSI.
is that YouTube terminology? Post KSI before KSI.
Pre and post.
So true. How did it? Well, I moved up here because Callum asked me just before it all happened. So the timing was like, Chef's Kiss, amazing.
Kiss,
I was
beautiful.
very pleased. And all like people would message me being like, "This, you need to go as hard as possible now." And what did I do? Didn't upload for 3 weeks, a month.
It's not like you.
Oh.
All right.
Coming from you.
Preaching to the choir, yeah. I just panicked. I was so scared because suddenly I had 100k, and I was like, "What do you do with that?"
Yeah,
Do you feel
not
so
think
much pressure?
that's weird when you'll get like a little shout out, a little boost, and you're like, you all you need to do is do what you were doing before,
Yeah,
but for
you
some
don't have to
reason
change
you're
anything.
like,
yeah.
I do think it's
I-
a testament to. Sorry, Lewis, you go
No,
ahead.
no. I was just saying that's what I tell every YouTuber. Like a lot of YouTubers will get like a big 50k sub month and they'll be like, "What did I do?" And I'm like, "Just do what you did before." Like people
That's why
people
it's so-
subscribed
yeah.
for the content you were doing, not for you changing it. You don't need to change.
That's what you were telling me, and I was like,
Yeah, I was just saying,
"Oh,
just
alright."
don't care that much. Like just
Don't care.
people subscribe for the content you were
Yeah,
making.
yeah.
I do think that's a testament to how your work has gone because obviously you do have a bit of a niche in alcohol. But also there is other content which you have put out. Like it is always entertaining. That's the thing. It's not. It doesn't.
Yeah.
The alcohol is not what makes it, but it's about what you do with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there have been, and I'm not going to drop any names, but there are people who have been given that platform from JJ before, and you've seen them get that massive influx of audience, and then they've dropped off completely.
Who was that?
I'm not dropping a name, but I've got someone very solid
Right,
in
no,
mind.
but
But then you see people like yourself.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll tell you
going
after.
back to what I said about the being scared to upload. Shut up. Being scared about uploading. Everyone was telling me just do what you were doing because that's why you shouted you that. That's why everyone's come across. Just stick to what you're doing. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
but you've got to have the
because-
content as well.
Yeah,
Sure.
and
You've
you've got to. The reason you got shouted at was because of this one thing. Keep doing that.
Yeah,
That's why
literally.
people like. That's like me suddenly doing a video about like bikes or something.
That's really good advice.
Yeah. But I feel like London's that good thing though because like when you're at home you don't have to make any like financial commitments. It's
No.
all right because you can just be like I can go like a week or two without loading a video. But
Oh
when
my
you're
God.
when you're in this atmosphere like this pressure you need to. It's like putting pressure on yourself but in a good way.
Yeah, because then you have to make the money.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Like,
You know how you mentioned there about how again, I don't know if you were joking, but you said how you're on the verge of quitting. Like before.
yeah,
Why?
I was
Why
big
do you-
style.
You're getting that kind of like.
Was this Brian
No,
stage?
no, this is
or
KSI.
It was
Again.
both. It was so.
Okay.
I find, and it's such a weird thing, but every time I'm in this like really like down thing,
Yeah.
something massive happens.
Oh, can you remember what you text me? Remember?
What, when I was like something's gonna happen?
No, it was before the new year. Me and you were texting each other, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me. You know what I'm talking about as soon as I say it, but you were like, "Lewis, I'm 20 and I've done nothing. I've done nothing."
We had
She
such
was
an
like-
emotional night. I
she
was
was-
like, I've done nothing with my life. I'm
She-
a
she-
waitress.
she-
I
she
was
was
like,
like-
there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
she
But
was-
you know what I mean? I was like, you get in your head when you're that at that
And you were like,
age.
I've done nothing. And I was like, no. I said, you know what, Becky, screenshot this and we'll come back to this next year. The next month, where we're like,
Yeah, it was so weird.
Why do you get like that down thing? Is that like pressure on yourself?
I think
or?
what it is, and I've found out what this actually is called. It's called imposter syndrome.
Ah.
Yeah.
Big style. Like sitting here right now, I'm like,
every social media person has it, I think.
yeah. Right
Unless-
now, I'm like,
yeah.
do these actually want me to be on this podcast? Do you know what I mean? That I'm like, is this
100%.
all right? Yeah, I'm
You've
really
been
bad.
right. We don't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's just filling the space.
Do you think it's a confidence thing then?
Yeah, big style.
I've always noticed that with you though as well, like from our conversations that we've had, that you seem to doubt yourself a lot more than what other people around you believe in you. And even then, like something will happen that's really good, and I don't think you give yourself enough credit for like what it is that you have done.
Oh,
No, this isn't a bum lick session, but no. But the thing is, I could say the nicest things, and she's still not going to believe it.
No,
you know?
I know, so true.
Which
You're
it-
quite a
Yeah.
pessimist. Like, is that half full, half empty?
That is, unfortunately, it's getting a bit empty, guys. No,
That's the alcoholism,
Apple juice.
not
I'm
pessimism.
joking. Yeah, no, I'm really bad with stuff like that. Like in school, I was so shy. Like when I go home now, I meet up with this group of like my friends from school.
Cow chicken.
Kyle Chicken.
Kyle Chicken.
Shout him out. Yes, love to Kyle Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
His sonname's Chicken.
No,
Yes.
it's not. It's
No,
not
so
cow
I wish,
chicken.
I wish. I was never friends with them in school. I didn't say a word to them. But now, like, because we all know each other, it's like they literally say to me, they're like, we didn't know you in school,
Yeah.
but now like you actually speak.
you
Yeah,
speak.
so is it YouTube that brought you out? a little bit?
Massively. Yeah.
So with the obviously you're feeling down and confidence stuff, why does it? Is that like, say if views go down, is it like views and confidence is on the same level?
I think it's like perfectionist as well. So it's like
Okay.
if a video I don't think is very good and then it performs bad, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or I don't know.
So
It
do you
just-
take it quite personal? How
big
stuff does?
style.
I think it's
Yeah.
when you do a video. If you think a video's bad, then it does bad. You're like expected that. If a video, if you think a
if you
video's
put a lot
bad,
into it. Yeah.
if you think a video's bad and it does good, you're like, oh, great. But if it's a video that you think, oh, this is amazing, this is great, and does shit, you're like, it really hits
Yeah.
you.
Do you know what I found lately though? People just genuinely want to see you have
They
a
don't
laugh.
care. They don't care.
They just want an easy watch. Like I put. Oh my god.
That's what I've been. I told you that for ages, and I've been
Yeah.
telling him that for ages.
Yeah,
People don't care.
exactly.
They just want to see you. They don't care what you
And
fucking
once you
do.
realise that, like I've realised this in the past month, and I've uploaded so much more, just because like
Yeah, you're on it now.
I
well
spent
done.
3 weeks on a Deliveroo video, went
Yeah.
to all these expenses, paid so much money. It got the same. No, it got a lot less views than
A Reddit video.
me and Dan watching a Reddit video.
Can I say one thing though? Because for me, I completely understand that.
Mm.
And I think from a career perspective, the more you get yourself out there, the more that your viewers can engage in watching. But you know what I'm like with the stuff that I've done.
Your videos,
But
Jesus,
I
Lily.
try and do something which I really want to be proud of.
and
If you get what I
look-
mean?
look
But
nice
that
and-
but
yeah.
that's definitely like worked against me because
It's
like
so
I'm
hard.
in a position where I'm at right now. Like a Reddit video is something I could do
yeah.
fine, but
Yeah, but
I'm
with
not
your
funny
upload
enough.
Schedule, you need it to be.
Yeah, exactly. But then I'm not like comedic in that sense anyway, so I couldn't do that.
You
Be
are
any-
funny, man.
Funny because I'm an
Funny
idiot, not
man.
because I'm actually funny with
You
words.
are funny, man.
But you are a
Loud
funny
means
man.
funny.
You are funny man. But take for example,
Oh,
you've
man.
done a delivery video for 3 weeks or something.
Mm.
Did you watch that and you thought I'm actually proud of that?
Loved it. One of my
Then
favourite.
like it's the balance.
Yeah,
no?
exactly. Of course it is, because I'm trying to do loads of like funny, having a laugh kind of videos, and then one big one, so like strong ones or something. And then
Mhm.
Well, taking it back,
what are you laughing at, pal? Hi.
Think that's funny?
not your videos.
Like a funny.
Oh.
You're too quick.
We have a laugh. We have a laugh.
Ah.
Just I have one final thing just to round off the KSI talk.
Right.
What was it like when you met him in real life?
Oh my goodness me! I genuinely don't know how I didn't shit myself.
Was that the music video?
Yeah. So I got a message from Randolph. All good. Randolph. Big Randolph. Love him. Woof in the chat.
Woof in the chat.
He says on Twitch, and I think he probably is one of the funniest people.
I've heard
again.
good
He's a,
stories
he's a,
about
he's a
him.
darling. He's a
Doesn't
darling.
know that he's
He's a
funny, and
darling.
I just piss watching his
Then
Twitch
people
stream.
make me laugh. People that just don't know they're fucking hilarious.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. I love
So
it.
many mates like that. It's
And
crazy.
he messaged me and was like, "Hi, we're doing a wedding scene for a music video."
I was supposed to do that.
You
We were
were gonna do
messaging each
it?
other. Yeah. But
Oh,
then I
yeah.
couldn't make it on the day.
Which music video is this?
It was with Talia.
It
in
was with
What's
Talia,
that
but I don't know what it
song?
was.
Oh, right.
Real name, real name.
Real name.
You want to know my real name? Do you want me to sing it?
Oh,
Because I will.
no,
I've had a drink
no.
now. Of apple juice.
No.
What's your karaoke song?
Oh, Rocket Man, Elton John. So I
Good choice.
went, and they were like, "You got to just come and be in the audience." And I was like, "Amazing, I'll be there." Turned up. I'm so thick. I turned up in a black dress and Nike Air Forces.
So someone had died.
I thought it was some kind of funeral. Because I got asked like the day before, and I was so scared that I just gave up. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just go." So I went with G and Finn. I took Finn with me,
Mhm.
big Finn. And then they put us all on the side. So it was me. I sat next to G. Talia was doing her singing, and then the boys were that side. So Calix was there, and it was just everyone. And Casper Lee was in front of me.
Oh,
I was like, "Are you
Was
sweet?"
he one of the YouTubers that you watched as a
Yes, as a-
youngster?
Everyone watched it.
I watched Casper Lee when he was called D Casper.
Decas.
Was it D
Is it like
Casper?
that? Yeah.
Was it D Casper? D Casper.
I went in and we sat there for I think it was like 2 hours. And
Yeah.
imagine my fear. I was like, KSI's going to come out of anywhere right now.
Oh, so you hadn't met him
I
before
hadn't
you
met
got in
him,
position?
No.
Oh.
I was sat there like this. And everyone's like, "We're going to meet KSI." They're all bigging it up. And I was like, "Shut up."
Not
And I was
even
just
care.
sat there like, oh my God. And then Jesus H, everyone just went quiet, and he came up behind me and was like, "Surprise, hello." And I was like, "Oh my God." And he gave me a massive hug and was like,
Oh.
"How you doing?" And I was like, I'm great, by the way.
So many. I've
Yeah.
never heard a bad story about someone like meeting him or
So
interacting
normal.
with him.
It's because he's a really genuine guy. He's got a big ego on him, but it's
Is it not in that confidence?
inner confidence belief,
Yeah.
but he can back it up. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not,
if
it's
I
not
had-
pure
So
arrogance.
nice.
If I was successful as him, I'd be the biggest egotistical cunt ever. It's kind of like when,
Yeah, literally. Like,
I'm
look at you
literally,
now.
the most depressed, insecure person you'll ever meet.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Please zoom in on Cam's face.
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
It's like it's almost like that Shane Dawson thing where he did it on Jake Paul. Then everyone's seen Jake Paul's house and they're like, "Yeah, I'd probably be a cunt too if I lived there."
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, but he is a cunt.
Cracker.
He is a cunt. Let's not get that mistaken. He is a prick.
Who?
Fucking Jake Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
I think also testament to people that's around JJ as well. Like not even to sidetrack, but a lot of people who are around JJ aren't yes men. They
Yeah.
do keep him in check. And when you have people who are good people around you that don't say that everything that you do is great, that does help you. Whereas Jake Paul, on the other hand, you can tell that there's.
Oh my God, they're all
everyone's
just
like,
like,
Yeah, exactly.
Shit on that
Fucking
person's car. That's great.
bandana
It'd be
twat.
funny though, wouldn't
That's
it?
very good content.
Yeah.
Well done, Jake.
Yeah.
So transitioning from meeting KSI, you then like how many fucking videos have you done for the Sidemen? Been on the Sidemen's channel?
Oh,
3?
2? What's the third one?
So you've got the
Is it
Dragon,
one
Dragon's
Tinder,
Den.
Dragon's Den, and
Shouldn't
one.
even know. She's
Doesn't
not
know.
famous.
I guess
I don't know. I've lost count at this point.
It is just 2 then, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just
me
those
too,
two, right?
Me too. I think it was because yeah, 2.
Should we talk about those ones? Because you were texting me before the both of them, really. Because you did one, which was the Dragon's Den before, and you were nervous, and then you did it, and you were like, oh, it's okay. Then the next, was it the next day?
Next day.
Then the next, because it was a double shoot week, and then the next day you had the Tinder one, and you were bricking it again. So you just said that it was
Should we
fine.
kick off with the Dragon's Den one first?
Let's start with Dragon's Den.
How
are you feeling?
How was that? Because did you have to prepare something or something?
Yeah, honestly, her ideas. She was just she was throwing ideas. I was like, I can't really be helping you.
Yeah,
but
you
I
seem
was
nervous.
Honestly, in my life, I have never been that frantic and so scared. Do you know that kind of feeling when you're about to I can
Do
imagine.
a
your
class
pants.
presentation.
You're going to do a class presentation. And bearing in mind, class presentations, I wouldn't do. I'd have to get like a note and be like, I can't do it. I was that kid. That was
Oh, really?
this kind of thing. So this to me, standing
Get a
in front of
note.
that
Have to
many
do it with the
people.
teacher
I
behind.
can't talk.
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh no.
I know, awful, like crippling anxiety.
Why?
'Cause
Why?
I just,
No, was it the idea or was it in front of the Sidemen or?
do you know what? Because Jack on the Happy Hour podcast said to me, he went, was it because you knew how many people were going to be watching? It's in front of the Sidemen. I went, no, I could have been in front of any 10 men and I would have been shitting myself scared. Because I just get so scared standing in front of people.
To be fair,
Contrast
being alone
the-
in a room with 10 men is a bit.
I said
I want-
contrast to the Airbnb the other day, just literally walking in with 3 masked people.
How do you find it went for you?
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I was devastated.
Why?
Like, I cried so much because I thought I did not just
Cried?
bad, I was gutted. I was just so worked up about it. that
Oh,
I
cried
was, like,
before or after?
all the way through.
You weren't crying during it.
I didn't cry during it, but then halfway through it, I was like, they're gonna tell me to just walk. So
Yeah.
I'd be like, Beck, what was that?
You've had your time.
But it was shit. But it was really funny shit.
Oh.
Like it was
Do
really.
you think? Because
Yes, mate.
After, and
Yeah,
I
we went
was-
to the pub and
I was
we
like,
had a few bevs.
Surely it was terrible.
No, but the thing is, it wasn't like Zach and Jay came in with llamas, yeah. Like,
Yeah, that's
Cool.
that's what threw me. I walked in livestock.
Llamas.
but it went on for too long. So for the edit, it was really like hard because that was a whole video in itself because they did their own video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nico's was sick.
When she came in and was like, "Yeah, we've been rehearsing all night," I looked at Max and I was like,
Yeah,
"Hey, we
because
fucked this, boys."
yeah, but his was sick.
Yeah.
But then yours as well. Like Freezy and Lux's was funny. It was good. But then every single one was different. And I think
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
good thing about the video that it comes out that you've got different content creators bringing their own thing. But yours was so shit. It was so funny.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
that's fine. That's
no,
fine.
no, because
but
it
then-
was-
yeah,
it-
I
what
get
was
that.
it? It was
That's
like-
what I wanted.
It was like a pooey drink. Like
yeah, it was.
it was so
awful.
nasty. Like it was crap. Like if you went to Dragon's Den and be like, yeah, here's my bev. Do you want to buy it for like what? Nothing. It was awful. But
yeah,
it was hilarious.
It's better,
Yeah.
than, it's better than something like serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheese was good because
Yeah.
I feel like she's.
They had it all sorted and the night before in Tesco because I found out 2 days before and
Yeah.
it was VidCon was on.
2 days before was it?
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
last minute
So
thing.
I was. You can imagine me. Like I I'm the biggest panicker ever, and I was like,
I'm panicking, huh?
so I was in Tesco the night
Ruined my
before.
Sidemen Sunday. Holiday from hell.
Yeah, it was awful. I was in the alcohol aisle in Tesco, just walking up and down going, and I was asking everyone, and everyone was like, "Ah, you'll be fine." And I was like,
Do you reckon there's going to get to a point where you think you're going to find yourself comfortable in these situations?
I will.
Yeah?
Will. Yeah,
Because you're from obviously stuff that's not necessarily public knowledge, like to what projects you're working on stuff. There's always stuff which you are working on, but you're nervous in the lead up. But do you find yourself in a position where you just suddenly just kind of be like, I'm nervous, cameras on,
fine.
boom.
Yeah, the only
you set
time I
yourself in?
found it a bit scary was the Sidemen videos. I don't know why. I just think it was because I was like,
I think it's more the build up, like standing outside the room
oh
waiting.
my god, this was it because we waited downstairs for like.
Because the second one's the Sidemen Tinder, so maybe like how
I went
did you
straight
feel
in,
about
didn't
that?
I?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, how
how
was
was
it
that?
contrasting? Was
So-
it nervous for that as well?
No, at that point I was like, well, I fucked yesterday, so I may as well just go and fuck it today. So
I remember very vividly though. You messaged me on the morning. It's like, what if I fuck this one up as well? And it's just like, Becky, mate, you'll be fine. You'll be good.
I'm honestly my.
What happens?
biggest
She walks in,
critic.
gets some fucking cash lobbed at her.
Oh,
I
as
was
soon
like,
as that happened, I went.
yeah, right.
No, I'm
All right,
joking.
that
I'm
makes me
joking.
feel
It's
a bit
literally
better.
like a school presentation when there's like 4 people in front of you. You're like, oh, there's only 4 people to go to me, 2 people to go to me. Oh, shit, it's me
Yeah,
next.
that's that. Yeah, yeah.
It's
And
a
then-
whole build up rather than the actual thing.
You
Like
think
if
it wasn't
if
too
you were
bad?
if you were first, you'd be like, oh, you went first for Tinder, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is that so you didn't have to wait?
Yeah.
Because I'd probably do that. Just be like, yeah, get out of the way. Don't have to wait.
Becky actually walked in and established dominance straight away. She's like, listen here, ladies. Me.
Fuck you,
Yeah. They're mine. JJ's mine, okay? JJ's mine.
I'm getting the money.
I want the
Joking.
cash.
Have you been in one of his music
Yeah,
videos?
no, I don't think so. I sat down and I was like, well, I said this, didn't I? And all these girls were looking at me and I was like, how do you have the right to look like that? I was looking at Els the Witch and I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, she's gorgeous,
I was
isn't
like,
she?
how do you? I was oh, there's a shame.
I always found Els shocking to hear about her age. Not that that's a bad thing,
How
but
old
she
is
just
she?
like 28.
Is she?
Does not look 28.
Well, she's quite. I don't know. She comes across quite mature.
She's
but-
mature,
Yeah.
but I know some 28-year-olds that
Yeah.
aren't mature.
I guess.
She doesn't physically look
No, she
28.
doesn't. No, but they were all sitting there, and the woman came up. She was like, "Who wants to go first?" And I was like,
Maybe.
I looked
just
around.
get
I was
out
like,
of
"Oh,
the way.
nobody else is put
Yeah.
around." I was like,
Didn't you say it was because of link in description as well?
"No."
I jellyfish.
Now it's all coming out.
Here we go. She's
No,
a clever
I'm
girl.
But that's genius. I'd rate that. Like,
Instead of shock, I was like, "Oh, we want me
will?
what do you want to?" No, I said as I stood up in front of these lovely females, I went, "Just want my link in the description." Ha! And they were all like, me and she were so out of place. We were sat there like,
Oh, yeah, place.
I don't know. Me and she are just
I feel like you just
Not
knock
well.
yourself down all the time.
big style, really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. I'm terrible for
Why,
it.
why do you think? Is
I
that
don't know what it
confidence
is.
again?
Big style, yeah. I
Because-
just think I'm always, again, imposter syndrome. I think that's what it is.
Why
You're
do
the
you
imposter,
feel
what
why do you
sorry.
feel that though?
I just feel like I fall into things. Like my first thought when I got asked for the Sidemen was like, okay, someone's dropped out. Or like they really are struggling. They
Mm.
need a girl, you know?
you need to go. I am a girl.
And I am a female.
But your
I
content
get-
that you've done throughout time, it's obviously the levels will continue to improve if it's something which your passions align with. But do you not sit there and think, you know what? Actually, I'm going to give myself credit because I've put work in for this. You're not. I'll say, all right. Like career sometimes comes down to a little bit of luck, but if you don't work for it, it doesn't fall on your lap like that.
The
though.
issue is with me is I think it's all luck. Like, I think everything that's happened to me is like, I was lucky, you know?
No, I get that a little
Yeah,
bit.
big
like, with
style,
me.
like,
Well, to be fair, I'm not going to lie. Most of YouTube's luck.
Yeah, of course it is.
People can make good videos.
Like-
What algorithm might you hit them?
But
My video couldn't have ended up in True Geordie's subscription box, and that would have been it. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have.
Yeah.
There's so much.
But
you can use outright though because everyone knows that it's no secret that without JJ, a lot of the members of the Sidemen wouldn't be half as big as what they are.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if none of them uploaded, then they wouldn't have half the subs of what they got.
Yeah.
You know, like you could literally, like I could have been in the Sidemen, and if I didn't upload
Don't
at
flatter
all,
yourself.
no, but I'm saying no, definitely not. But I mean, like
could've been a
if that what was the luck is that Ethan was watching a stream
And an
which one
alternate
of them-
reality.
Yeah.
and then they talk. But imagine if I was in that stream, but I didn't upload for 5-6 years, I wouldn't
Yeah,
have anywhere
yeah,
near as many
yeah.
subs as what Ethan's got. But Ethan uploaded, and other people uploaded. Do you get what I mean?
It's weird, isn't it?
But you did, yeah. Obviously,
Yeah.
everything happens for
Well,
a
no,
reason. But you
obviously-
did what you did, and you worked for what you got. So give yourself some
And
credit.
it's what you
man.
surround yourself with as well. Like I've knew Becky since she had 2K subs, and I've knew Cam since he had 2K subs, and now everyone's got their own
And I feel like
fan base.
what I like about us lot is that we're still exactly the same. Self-deprecating.
All depressed.
There's nothing's changed.
That's quite weird though, because obviously we have known each other since 2K. So we've looked at these people like KSI, like obviously all the people that were, even Alex to an extent.
Like,
people
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And that
yeah.
We now, we're not one of like the top ones, but
You're in the
we're-
circle.
in that circle, which
It feels weird telling that to like 12-year-old me.
like I can
Yeah.
see why that imposter syndrome
Yeah,
thing would work. 'Cause
big
It's like,
style.
wait, I've watched these guys. Why would I shouldn't be with them? Do you know?
I get that.
You know?
No, yeah,
You feel like the world's going to come crashing down you any minute because you feel like you've had luck until now.
Yeah,
You're like,
I'm so,
it's-
okay. When's it running out?
Yeah,
It
when's it
never-
running out?
it never
It's running
does.
out next month. Oh, great.
I
Back to
don't
Scotland.
relate
go.
to that at all though. Like, do you all feel that way?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
I was about to say, do you all feel that way?
Yeah, I do.
I don't
That's a
remotely
good
feel
thing.
that
Yes.
way.
I know sounds awful.
Hope you're enjoying the show. Though.
Yeah, Jesus, this is the most
That's
depressing episode so far. Sunshine. No,
Every YouTuber I meet feels like that, and they feel like
yeah,
they
that
don't-
makes
they
me
don't-
feel so much better when you
But
listen.
Maybe
But
because
at
I'm
the
not a
same time-
YouTuber.
But at the
Yeah,
same time,
maybe that's what it is.
at the same time, I will say this: no human being in the world should deserve to have fan base of millions that, like judging every move. Humans weren't made
no
for.
one deserves anything. It's what
Yeah.
you work for. But that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing. Like I look at all three of you. Then in that case, I think that you like Cam with your inconsistency, and then you pull your consistencies up, and your videos that you've been putting out since we moved in here. All credit to you, Lewis. You're on a workhorse, and you're doing as well as you can. And Becky, same likewise for you since you've been doing your thing. Like things happen by chance and luck. But if you don't take your opportunities
Yeah.
in stride, then
Yeah, of course.
but the thing is, you take your opportunities, and that's your chance.
Yeah,
that's
and
your luck.
If you don't work,
But it
then
doesn't mean you
it's
don't
not gonna.
deserve it.
The luck.
Fuck your imposter syndrome, bro.
This is it. You get more luckier the harder you work. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you're,
All right, Gary
come
V.
on.
Yeah.
because you've got more chances
'Cause you got
of
more
getting.
chance.
You've got more chance of getting lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. So
If you upload, let's say you upload 3 videos a year, but they're all really good ones, you're relying on a 1 in 3 chance. Whereas if you upload, let's say 75 videos a year, at least 5 of them are going to do fucking bits.
Yeah.
Just talking about uploads, one thing we'll have to bring up, right? So you've obviously got Stevie's called Strong Ones. Had a lot of guests, James Murray, I'm Alex. What the people really want to know, what I really want to know, what happened on that certain Strong Ones where somebody got a little bit too intoxicated?
So I actually the next day I rang Manager Grace. Shouts to Manager Grace. She's the mum of me, basically.
The mum of me.
She, honest to God, keeps me check, and she was like, "This can never come out." The next day I got on Cam Kirkham's channel, and he's like, "Oh, I'm on the ambulance then." Ooh, you. I was like, right.
Is that how he sounds? Yeah.
I can just imagine the meeting beforehand. Oh, wait.
She's like, "Woman, never
Wait,
bring
why-
this out,"
Why can't that not come out?
because then she thought it became a meme, and
It is a meme.
Kind of
Here we
is.
are.
She was right.
Bambino the.
Whereas I don't think that's bad. Did
Did
you have to get your stomach pumped?
Yeah, take me through the process.
No. Okay, actually, this is a very funny story, but also, can I just say before I do start,
Uh-huh.
it's terrible, and if I could take it
We
back
will
on
laugh.
words.
Can you look straight in the
We-
camera?
we
please?
will
Just-
laugh.
just-
Okay.
there you go.
We-
Disclaimer,
People
please.
dying.
We will
There-
laugh.
Coronavirus.
Yes.
We will laugh.
What's coronavirus got into this?
Because it was such a.
Use the
This is the
emergency
thing.
services.
Right,
Oh,
I'll explain what I was
sorry.
saying as we go. So I decided it would be very funny if I give Talia and G, who I thought couldn't drink,
They can't.
lion swines, by the way, they lied to my face. They can drink easily. I give them shot glasses, fine, and I was doing glasses, being like a crazy woman, like
Like since there was 2 of them, you were going to say double shots. I'll do double
yeah,
shots type
kind
thing.
of thing. Yeah, it was. I was just like, oh, I gotta, impress now. I got a studio. It's gonna be really good. I can handle this. Went on a night out after the last one. Fine. And it got to like halfway through, and I was just like, oh no, you know what I mean?
Oh,
When
no.
it
And
just
then-
hits you.
Yeah, and it hits you to the point where you're like,
Did it hit
I
your brain
can
or hit
do
your stomach
this.
first?
I was wobbly, but then I was like,
Isn't that because you didn't eat it at all?
yeah. So I woke up in the morning and was like, a little bit of anxiety. I was like, oh, I've got a
bit nervy.
studio
Yeah,
to
got
look
stuff to
after
do.
all this stuff. I've got
100%.
What's your go-to meal before you drink?
McDonald's.
Like from
big
But before you drink,
burger.
mine's just anything with carbs, like any bread, pasta, just anything that
Yeah.
will absorb the alcohol. Mostly bready stuff. I like
Mm.
pizzas type thing.
But I was empty stomach completely and was like, I'll be fine. Why did I think I'd be fine?
Are you? Because you're silly.
Because I'm stupid. So I
Stupid.
went, it was just crackers. Like we had to stop halfway through to charge the cameras because we were filming for that long. And that's game over then, because once you start charging the cameras, you're sitting there and
You're
it's
sitting
all
there and it's
sinking
sitting
in.
there. Oh no.
And we sat there for about an hour and a half, and Callum, bless him, was completely stone cold sober, listening to us talk shit.
Oh, watching
like,
drunk people when you're
Shout out Callum Harkey.
Doogie doogie doo.
being
Yeah.
sober when there's drunk people around you is one of the worst things. Like when
And,
they're loud,
yeah.
annoying. It's like
Especially because there's 3 girls, we were just catching up. What about this? What about that? I mean, no, we don't have to film for a bit. The woman comes back in from the studio, sits upstairs. I don't even know this. I'm that drunk that I don't even know she's upstairs. I'm causing chaos at this point. We finish the video. I stand up and fall and smash every studio light in there. Mine, because I took it up.
You're catastrophic. You are. You're actually
Shut
a
the
walking
fuck
disaster.
up.
I know, stupid. Like, I hate myself. I basically stood up and then fell and smashed my studio light and then smashed the other one. And Charlie and G were like, "Hoo-ga-doo-ga-doo-ga-doo." And I was like, ha. Then I was like, okay. Callum was like, holy shit, I need to sort this out. So I was paid the woman, I think, which we did, obviously, in the end, but I think I paid it then. Love them passing drinks to each other, apple juice. And then we walk outside. And we all know that once you've been in a pub or whatever, you walk outside, fresh air, the devil.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
See, you've put us off with the bloody drinks.
Sorry, I just really wanted an apple juice.
Sorry.
There's none left, by the way.
Oh god, can I have the rest of your apple juice, please, Lewis?
So we went outside, fresh air hits me like, think of like the boxing event with KSI and Logan Paul. That's
Yes.
how it felt.
What
Just
a great time.
smack.
Oh,
Into
you
the
get knocked
face.
out.
And I went like
Oh
this.
no.
And I was diagonal. Horizontal. Sorry, not diagonal. That would be
Is
really...
That would be really weird.
Is that the worst that you've been in?
ever.
drinking?
Well, there's been another time, but that was on holiday. But this was the one. And I
Greece?
was... No, Forteventura.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Oh,
All right.
dear. And I was like this in the car park, and Callum was like, what am I going to do? Talia and G were like, you can do it. And I go, so off they went.
Oh, they just left you?
Well, Callum was like, you don't have to, you're fine. Because I was just being sick at this
Yeah.
point. So they were
Oh.
just like, oh, we'll leave. They went and had a nice little evening, which is fair, because I'm glad. I didn't want them to see that.
Title: Talia Mar and G Nelson left Becky for
Left
dead.
me on the side of the road. So then Callum was like, it's fine, I'm going to ring Curtis. And this is
Yeah.
my favourite part of this whole story.
Uh-huh.
He rings Curtis, and Curtis comes in the car. He sees me, turns around, and throws up.
Curtis! You little bastard!
What is it? Has it got like a phobia of sick?
Yes!
It's like a cartoon, everyone's going...
It's like that Family Guy episode.
Like that Family Guy.
Yeah.
At this point, I thought I was in bed, so I didn't know this was happening. Apparently, I was lying on my back, just being sick in the air.
That's so dangerous.
Off into my face, awful. And then Curtis was being sick, and Callum was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
So how did that ambulance get there?
So then I was lying there for 4 hours. 4 fucking hours, just on my back, and they were like, "You need to get up." And you know when you're just that sick that you're like, "I can't move." I was like, "No, it's fine. I'm in the flat." I thought I was on the sofa.
That's so
or in
funny,
bed.
man.
And then I kept rubbing my eyes and being like, "Well, I'm in a car park." Whoa, this is weird. Never been that bad in my life. All of a sudden, Callum's like, "I'm gonna ring the ambulance." I don't reply, and he's like, "Oh, okay, we probably should." So he rings them, and these girls turn up, and they're like, "Oh, this is what we're up to be like on Friday night." Like they were pissing themselves laughing at me.
Well, the paramedics.
Yeah, they thought it was hilarious.
Paramedics come. Yeah!
But then we're just being sick on each other.
Fuck's sake.
So this is why we obviously couldn't get a studio back. I can't even speak.
Should get them on an episode of Strong Ones.
Yeah, get the paramedics.
That'd be so
They
funny.
were having the time of their lives. They were carrying me across the car park, and then they were timing each time I was being sick. Oh my god! I woke up the next day, and oh my god, you come into this. I woke up the next day. I looked down, and my boobs had been signed by Talia and G, and I was like, oh my god! And then I was like,
Oh.
ambulance, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, and then all I saw was Lewis post the story, and I was like, Lewis, and I was like, just to see if I was alive. And you FaceTime. It was the day day you moved here.
Oh.
And you were like, I'm moving to London. And I was like, hiya. I was
Oh,
like, right,
yeah,
I
because
am.
Kelly
yeah.
came over on that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
driving
my
down to
God.
London at 6:30 in the morning. She called me and she was like, "Oh, you're on your way." I was like, "Yeah, why are you awake?" She was
Yeah,
like,
I
"Don't
just
ask
trying to
questions."
check if I was alive, but I wasn't like.
Just trying to see if you're in a
I
simulation.
don't understand why you've not done a video like talking about that.
Yeah, my mum's a nurse, so
Oh, you did raise a lot of money for your mum as well,
yeah, I
didn't you?
raised £14,000. Thank you.
That's,
Alright.
that is incredible.
Don't need a
That's very,
And
very
then
good.
called out the ambulance for a stupid reason.
I think you've earned your right to call an
Yeah.
ambulance, to be fair.
And the thing is, while they were carrying me, apparently I was saying to the women going to Callum, I was like, my mum's a nurse, and I swear this is such a bad time to be doing this because this coronavirus and that. I'm really sorry. And they were like, what is she on about? She's like, we've seen worse, darling. And I was like, shut up.
Would you say that the paramedics were good drivers?
I didn't actually get. This is the thing. This is where we panic, struggle. I didn't actually go in the ambulance.
Where
They
did you
just-
go then?
I sat in it, and they didn't actually drive. They took me in
Oh.
an Uber after it. They just timed me being sick, and they were like, "Right, we've got 20 minutes between each time being sick. That means you've got 15 minutes to get home. Off you go." So then I stood outside the flat.
Do you know why they probably didn't drive? Because they didn't have insurance. If you want your car insurance, listen to the ad coming up.
Welcome to today's sponsor of the podcast.
Today's sponsor of the podcast is who, Lewis?
Adrian Flux.
If you don't know who Adrian Flux are, they sponsor this podcast and they've helped us get this lovely studio, haven't they, Lewis?
They have, Cam. You're so right, and we love them. But Cam, why? Why do we love them? What do they do?
Thank you, Lewis. Basically, they offer the best car insurance policies for young drivers or even people that haven't passed the test yet, Lewis.
Exactly.
What are some of their policies that they use, Lewis?
Well, what they do is they have great black box policies, and if you don't know what black box is, it tracks your speed, but pretty much it will almost half your insurance, everything. It will save you so much money, especially if it's your first car.
99.9% of people save money with Adrian Flux. I think. I don't know. I hope.
Everyone saves money with Adrian Flux. And on that note, thank you once again for sponsoring the podcast, Adrian Flux. Click on the first link in the description if you want to help support the podcast. Thank you very much. Bye.
So, on the topic of alcohol, one of your main brands.
How did that
on
happen,
your-
by the way? How did I
Sorry.
ever end up getting in that situation?
What?
Sorry, I shouted at you.
Yeah, I'm caught off guard here. I was mid-sentence. What do you mean?
Ruff.
Hello.
I think I did one drinking video. Now that's it for me.
But did it not do really well?
Yeah, so that's probably
So
why.
there you go.
Okay.
It's the YouTube mentality. It does
All
well.
about
You're
the
like,
money.
oh, do it again and again and again. So on the topic of that, so obviously you've got strong ones.
Yes.
A little bit of drama that's gone on behind the scenes. BTS.
Wasn't really
Called
behind the
drama.
scenes, it was quite public, if anything.
It might have started behind the scenes, but it's very public eye. So do you want to talk about that? Like, what's
Yeah.
the deal with what are they called?
Cold ones.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's
Wow.
all a cold one.
It's
I think
not drama. Like, I just think they're a bit annoyed that. So, from their point of view, I have just come in and done exactly what they've done,
Mhm.
which is a podcast about drinking, which is their episode's like an hour long, I think. I don't know.
whereas yours is not a podcast, it just
Mine is
involves alcohol.
a complete rip-off of Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that. You were like, it's about hot ones, and then when
I
you
didn't.
were like,
Yeah, I was waiting for boss
Sean
man from
Evans.
Sean Evans from Hot Ones to come through and be like, "Yeah, this is a bit, you've taken the piss." And all of a sudden, I get a tweet being like, "You've copied our show," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that must be Hot Ones." I was like, "Well, obviously, I'm taking the piss, so I was going to go message," and I went, "That says Cold Ones," and I went, "What the fuck is this?" And I looked, and I was like, "Oh." There's another drinking show called Coldest. And I didn't know this because that's not my side of YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was
that's like very like 2016
yeah,
YouTube.
and doesn't it sound like I'm lying because it's so big that I was like, and I thought they're gonna think I've completely just seen it and done that. But it was honestly, I'd been watching Hot Ones for a while, saw that they go up in strength of how hot the chicken is.
And you thought the same.
I thought
Mhm.
easily done with shots, percentage wise.
Not even like taking the piss. It's nothing like Cold Ones.
Mm.
Nothing.
It's
the
nothing
only
like-
thing that involves is a neon sign and alcohol. That's all it involves.
Yeah.
And ones.
Do you have a neon sign?
So
An
the logo,
intro I was referring to.
yeah, the logo is a neon sign, and that was done by maybe a guy that might have seen Strong or Cold Ones.
Why did you just literally
Might
capitulate
have-
strong?
might have seen Cold Ones and might have just been like, oh, I'll just, and I love the logo, but I didn't realize it was kind of similar to the other one.
I think that's what
what
they
it
made the
is.
association. You've got the word ones
Yeah.
and a logo which is similar, so they probably did the association between the two.
And of
right?
course, their viewers don't watch mine, so they'll come over and just be like, logo, drinking. What the fuck? Woman.
Woman, no.
Woman, no. And then
Woman
the comments
angry.
come flooding in, and every time I upload, he does something. So
Oh,
Well,
really?
also,
then-
this isn't just one occasion.
no, every time I've uploaded, he said.
I've
something
noticed
about it.
in every single comment when I read the comments, because sometimes I find it interesting depending on your guests to see what your interactions are saying.
Yeah.
And there's so many comments about like cold ones. I've seen like not in like one specific video, but they're consistent among all of them.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, well, what do you do in a situation? Because I was like, I don't want to scrap it because it's such a
Well, definitely don't. 'Cause
it's such a good idea and it's
it's your own
doing well for
content.
me. And I'm like, this isn't what he's got the wrong end of the stick. So I message him a lovely paragraph. Read it back. You know when you're trying to like, I was like, hello, I don't know you, but okay, you sound lovely. Just replied with eat shit. So I thought, it's all right.
Is he not just taking the piss? Because if anyone says eat shit to someone
Yeah.
as an insult, you want to have a good long look at yourself. Like,
He said that, and then he came back with a message being like, everything from like the branding, the tweets, apparently the what you're doing on the show is complete copy of what we do. And I'm like, I don't know what you do. I went and watched it, and I was like, yours is a podcast. I don't know. If anyone's gonna be angry, it needs to be Hot Ones. Is all I'm saying.
yeah,
You can't copyright something that you've copied already.
I thought that.
Oh,
No, but I
That's
thought
the
that as well.
thesis.
Like, if that's exactly what you're going to be going
what
from,
you say?
your model of the show or your episodes literally is a copy
Of Hot Ones.
Of Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Everything on YouTube is. Everything's a copy of
For
something.
sure,
It's a-
for
Someone
sure,
starts
but-
a trend, someone
Yeah.
copies
But
it.
there's
it's fun,
there's a difference between copying and putting your artistic.
Putting a spin on it, putting a twist on it.
Yeah.
It's literally the definition is
Little bit of
artistic
space.
license. Like,
Yeah.
so
go on.
you do the alcohol spin on it, same concept but different personas. That's
Yeah.
your own content. But that wasn't the same as Cold Ones.
And even in my first episode, I actually put a picture of Sean Evans' face on
Must be
my
the Cold
face
Ones
for the
fans.
intro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what else do you? I don't know. I think they just.
Have you
They
snapped
haven't
at them
watched it.
yet? Because I think
I haven't, of
after
course
you
I haven't. I
explain,
just unfollowed him and said, "That's it. Be on your merry way, darling."
I'll just be like, all right, shut up.
and the day, yeah, just fuck
Oh,
them.
it's strong.
Yeah.
I like them,
think,
but
yeah.
fuck them if they're being dicks to you. Like,
It's fine. It's just
Do they are they
gets a bit
seriously
like,
that intimidated by what a UK
a Welsh
YouTuber?
female. When I found out they were overseas, I went, "Lovely."
Has Max said anything? I thought it was only
Who
anything
was
for
it?
views.
Let me
Anything
have a
for
look.
views, Chad.
Let me type
yeah,
it.
because I really
Chad.
like Max Morpho.
Max what?
Max Morpho.
Mofo.
You're not.
Chad.
He's on that. He's on Cold Ones.
Yeah, this one, Chad. Chad.
He follows you.
Yeah, I unfollowed him because of
Well,
it.
if he follows you, then he obviously.
Yeah, but
Listen, Becky, eat shit.
I want a handwritten apology, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then, that was okay.
No, that's a joke.
Yeah,
That's got to
okay.
He's got to be taking the
Okay,
piss.
No,
but-
I want a handwritten
can I
apology.
just
That's
say-
a fucking joke.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought that's fine. I'll leave it at that. And then 10 hours
Oh.
later, he comes back.
From the logo, even to the tweets promoting this garbage, is to the T an almost clone. What is this AIDS? Becky, eat shit. There are millions of comments on your first one about us. I'm so upset.
Yeah, but that was 10
No
hours
reply.
after the last one. I just didn't reply.
No reply.
And that would be fine if he didn't tweet about it. That's all.
Yeah.
It's just
So
that
them
it
DM
draws so much negativity
So,
towards
why are you
me.
so upset Boxing
about
match.
You weirdo.
Aye.
That's
see
weird, isn't
there?
it? That is so weird, man.
I just think it's one of them things you'll just get bored.
No, people like that who tell other people that they don't know to eat shit don't get bored because that is their life. That's negative, Ed. Shave your
Charlie's
beard, lad.
annoyed.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
Charlie's
shave your beard, lad.
Charlie.
He's an angry
Charlie,
elf.
You look like an angry Chewbacca.
Thanks, Dad.
Absolute weird. No,
Oh.
that.
Well, I think change the subject, right? So
Don't know.
on YouTubers, there's a negative experience with a YouTuber. Talking about positives. Now you're like, I feel like you've got mates in the YouTube scene, like Talia Ma and stuff. How are they like off camera?
Your only friend, Talia Ma.
Talia Ma.
Talia Ma, the one who sings. The singer.
Sing.
Jay and stuff like that. How's it? How like off camera the
Jean Elson.
I've never
Gina.
met Talia.
I've known G
She's
since God. I've known of her. We've known of each other since she moved in with Will, and I think we met for the first time at like VidCon, very very briefly. And this is quite funny because I hugged G and was like, "Oh my god, hi!"
Wait,
And I
what
was
year is this?
This was the first year we moved up, so like 2 years ago.
2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Talia always says about this because I hugged G and was like, "Hi," and then G was with Simon and Talia, and I was just like, "Hi," and walked off, and Talia was like, "Oh my god, why didn't she like me?" I was like, "You're just so intimidating, Talia Ma." Amalia. Bloody hell.
Talia Malia.
Talia Amalia. But Talia is. They're all beautiful. I love them.
I find that a lot of people seem to think. Obviously, G's very with her online presence is very loving and has like that community kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Freya and Talia have more like the untouchable aspect of it. So that if you don't know them, you sit there and think,
Whoa.
"Oh shit."
Do you remember when we went to that party and you introduced me to Freya, or you were like, Becky's scared of you, and I was like,
Yeah, because
thank you, Charlie.
I'm very
And then she's
upfront.
so
though.
nice.
I'm very upfront
Freya is one of my favorite people.
because I love Freya, but when people have said like, "Oh, she looks really scary," like everything,
and then
like
you look back and you're like, why did I ever think
'Cause
that?
she's so
like a
sweet.
little
Oh,
puppy.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's really nice.
She's frill.
That night out we went on, she came up straight away and she was just chatting as if like I was a best mate, and I was like, oh, she's actually really nice.
That was a-
darling.
yeah.
But like a lot of people, I think there's a lot of people actually in the YouTube scene. Like you'll follow someone and you'll know someone because of someone, but you don't go up and talk to them because you think, what if they don't like me, kind of thing.
What if they've
I've
said-
never had that because I'll just chat to everyone because everyone is really like really
Well,
sound.
I've never met any like bad.
Dicks.
Well, if I have I don't, not in person, anyways. Not in person have I met someone. So that goes on to say, who's the worst YouTuber you've ever met, Becky?
God, this is a killer question, isn't
Whoa.
it?
It's gone straight into it.
I feel like I already know who it's going to probably be.
Yeah, no, I've had bad experiences, but that's about it, really. I'm not going to say names again. I've always said the Ollie White one because that's been done since I was like, but I was young at the time. And that's
How old were you then?
it was like 2015,
Ah, okay.
and it was like it was just an interaction that was a bit awkward, and that was it. Looking back,
You're
but
like
at the
17.
time I was 2015, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god,
2015.
Ollie! I was it was 2015, and I was like, oh my god, Ollie White's like it was the biggest thing in my life. But now I'm just
Yeah.
like, fucking, that's
Mhm.
it was obviously just a bad day, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's been obviously 90% of the people you meet are amazing,
Yeah.
and like people you expect to not be nice are always really nice.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, there's one. Yeah, you go.
I was literally about to say the YouTubers that I always meet, they do like controversial videos are always the nicest, and the ones that do like the family friendly, oh hello, welcome back, are always like the dodgiest ones.
yeah.
That's the way I've always felt. The ones who are friendly on camera tend to be quite bitchy off camera, and the ones who are quite controversial on camera, quite this, just seem to be really nice in person.
So the most recent thing that's happened on YouTube between us two is the whole video on each other thing. I think should we have a,
Should we talk about it?
should we talk about it? Maybe
we?
not.
Are you gonna be alright if we do?
I'll not cry. The tissues are there. Are there?
It will be fun if both of you just break down into tears.
Yeah, I remember I can't remember what was the reason I made the first video.
There was no reason.
Yeah, there
No,
was
there
no
would have
reason.
been a reason.
It was no, it was completely
Who's
unprovoked.
team you on?
So you said the reason.
You're like an angry girlfriend. Who's the go back me? Yeah.
You said the reason was because I commented something about your peacock's clothes hangers about 3 years ago.
Must have been something underlined on that
Hold
video.
a grudge. Hold a grudge.
It's fine. So obviously made that video. Took off, banged for as it did.
I did see.
37k views. It's fine. It's fine. Done that video and then I didn't think much of it. Was it like a month? Was it like 2?
I thought, I'll leave him have his glory. Clapped back.
And
There
then
I was.
That's where the end of
Oh.
what were you even thinking when you watched that video that I did on you?
Cunt.
I just thought,
God.
why has he done that? I thought this is fine, and then suddenly there was a point where I thought, oh, he's a little bit angry.
He's an angry little man.
You came across a bit angry, and I was
Yeah,
like,
you
have
came-
I
Which one?
done
The
something?
first
The first
one?
one.
When I watched both of your videos, I was
That was-
I've said this to you and to him. I said, there's a lot of underlying venom here. Like it's like ha, hope you die. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, there
It's
was always, like,
there was
a
a lot of
joke
like
after the
there was
laugh.
venom in them insults.
I think I might have just not been happy with myself.
Oh god.
Yeah, I did think he's in a dark place, bless him. So maybe he's trying to, push that onto someone else. I'm joking. I'm
Because I
joking.
remember the video that you
Dear
made,
God.
and I remember when you uploaded it, and I just watched it, and I was like, it was like Olympus had fallen on us.
I sat because I never do videos like that ever. So I sat and was like, how do I? So I was going through everything, trying to make the funniest insults, and I was like, what am I doing? And I remember when I was filming it, I thought, oh my god, I'm really doing this, hey? And it was just because I don't think has anyone really responded to you before, like.
No.
So I was like, he's not going to expect me to respond.
Yeah.
And then I did.
I remember in the first one, I can't remember being that I thought it was just okay. The second one, I remember there was one line in your video that not got under my skin, but I was like, fuck, that's better than anything I've ever said. And it was something about the Sidemen, where you were like,
you said at least. Because you were like, so you're blaming me for getting in the Sidemen videos, but at least I don't have to green screen myself in.
yeah. And that one line just pissed us off to the max.
Yeah. I was just like, I tried so hard because you could tell by how long it took me to post that video back. And then you posted one back and I just went, good day. Then left it there.
Didn't that bang for you?
It did very well, yeah.
$250,000.
All right. I think mine's still on 40k.
I just felt, do you know what?
Oh no.
The interview part, I did feel very bad because I was sat there and as soon as you came on the call, I was like, I have fucked up.
Oh,
This
that
is
was so
hard.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
I remember telling, I forgot who I think I told Chloe actually. I was like, oh, this like news source they want to interview us for I don't know if it said mental health. I don't know, it was something. It was for something. I went, oh, and they want to interview us. I was like, oh, this is like really good. Got myself up, shower in the morning, done my hair. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good, and then it was just some.
Hello. She's good though. The mole.
She is really good.
What was the questions she asked as well? There were some really funny
There was
ones.
some like, why did you move out from living with Danny Ranty and stuff? And she was like, when did you realise it was the thing?
I didn't realise at all, really. But when she asked about Dan, I was like, this is like no one brings up Ranty.
The flat earther.
Apart from me.
Oh.
But yeah, that was when I was like, I don't know. But yeah, I think, and ever since then, it's just our friendship has been on the ropes, really.
It's been hard. I remember the first time I was so excited to come visit the flat. Walked in, hello Charlie, hello Lewis, and you were like, and we were like, right. Nice place.
We've done a couple of videos after it though.
Yeah, pals now.
Yeah, that one. But every video bangs for you with me in.
I did not expect, for some reason, I just because of the concept and everything. The one of I confronted my least favorite YouTuber. I didn't think that was going to
Yeah,
do
that one
well.
done really well.
How
that
many
was
did
where
that get?
It got like 250k.
and then Lewis Buchan got cancelled, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, she's cut that one out.
Oh, that one. Oh.
Fuck
Oh
me.
yeah. We have
Oh, it's not best pleased for that.
we have a
do not
laugh
have
on the
to-
Bambino Becky channel.
We do not have to cover that again.
With Lauren last week, one of the main topics we were talking, obviously, she does a lot of OnlyFans stuff. So when you start,
So when you started right on the podcast.
we were talking about like the weirdest,
Could you fucking
like the weirdest messages we've ever got. What's the weirdest message you've
Okay.
got?
So with me, no, I'm not going to.
You've rehearsed this one.
No. Because I think because of the whole KSI thing, and because my audience is like 80 to 90% male, I
God.
genuinely don't think they see me like that at all. Like all the lads like, oh, she's one of the boys, all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, fine. I mean, it'd be nice to have a little bit of attention, but that's all right. No, I'm joking. But they've never really had weird ones. There's some people who are like, can I sniff your toes, and that's about it.
But genuine serious
You
ones.
need to stay off social media.
Your
What
fake
is it at
account wasn't-
I
Twitter?
forgot to switch account that one. That's when you see it.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone weird. The only one I will say was when that guy emailed me. Remember the emails?
Oh,
yeah.
what email? Exactly.
Like he emailed me. I think it was
300 times.
300 times a day.
Hmm.
And it-
300.
yeah, like it got to the point where it was about 1,000 emails that came through, and that's when I was like, and they got to the point where they were starting to get really deep and like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this to you, and I was just like, okay. So I replied, pissed as anything, steaming with Callum. We were laughing, and I was like, I'm gonna reply saying like, if this goes any further, I'm gonna contact the police. And he came back and he's like, oh, is this Becky James? And he said, oh, what did he say? He said something like, I was supposed to be contacting Becky Jameson. But he said the whole way through Bambino Becky.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
was just being a dickhead. So I was like, if he wants to play like that, I'm going to drop a whole video on him. So I got Tom Stockdale to write the whole song, did a music video, ripping him to shreds. And then he got the video taken down.
Did you?
For-
You got the video taken down.
Yeah.
What's that word where you...
So defamation of character?
No, for keep...
Or
Privacy.
No,
harassment?
For harassment.
Yeah.
Wait, so that video's
After
not.
all
that
that,
video's not
It's been
online.
taken down.
I didn't know that.
Ah, he got
Mm.
taken
Was,
down.
was that a strike or just like you've got 14 days to remove this type thing?
He had, I think he had about 20 attempts at it, and someone obviously was at the end was just like, them of it.
Wait.
For harassment, by the way, after those thousands
Exactly.
of emails telling me you're gonna do all this shit.
I didn't realise that had actually got.
But the video was doing all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did very well.
Yeah.
And then I said his name at the end, which I probably should.
That's probably what it got done for, because you involved the name.
I
If you
remem-
didn't involve the name, it would have been like someone else's.
I remember watching that when I was watching the whole time. I was like, oh, okay, it's funny. And then when you said the name, I just remember being like,
oh, thank God, she doesn't think it's me. Yes.
Yes. And Lewis has got away with it.
It was so bad.
but I remember when you dropped that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because it got to the point where I'd be like, here right now, my phone would be dinging, dinging, ding. Because I would like not take the notifications off just so I could show people so I didn't look like a crazy person.
Yes,
And,
never ideal when that
Like,
happens.
no. And I'd be right here now and it'd just be like every sentence would be ding, ding. And it would just be. And like, and he was planning our lives together.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
insane.
so happy. There's times in life when I thank God I'm not a female because some males are
But then I
fucking
also-
mental.
I'm glad that I'm the type of person that finds that stuff. I'm like, yes, keep going. I'm gonna make a video on this. Like, I'm gonna make a video. Or like, I find it really funny.
Yeah, a lot
Like-
of people get creeped out by
That's
that.
that's
Yeah,
a
I
YouTuber
don't
mindset.
really-
Anything
yeah.
bad or traumatizing happens to you, like, well, at least I can make a video on it.
I don't think there's many things you can say to me that's
Content.
gonna yeah, content that's gonna make me sad.
Yeah.
And-
Can I ask a question? I think we're going to round it up soon, but I really do want to know is that in the whole life for you as a content creator, as an influencer, as a social media persona, how do you find that living in London? It's a big city. Do you feel like sometimes isolated? Obviously, we've been through the whole pandemic, but outside of that, no?
Do you know what? No, because I feel like there's so many people around this area that we know, and like everyone's doing the same thing. Do you know, I always say it's like university if we were all YouTubers. It's kind of like that.
Ah,
It's
It
a
is
big
kinda-
campus,
Good way to
London
look at it,
campus,
isn't it?
London
I
Central
kind
Hub.
of think of it like that because it's, you know, but
It's quite
Everyone's
interesting. Like,
watching.
it's like we've all went to the same uni, the
Mm.
University of
it
YouTube.
really is because you know what?
Yeah.
Like, took me like 15 minutes to get here.
Uni of
Yeah.
Susan. Jesus.
You don't even need like
Uni of-
qualifications. You just need 100k subs, then you
Yeah.
move to London.
University of Dropouts.
Great.
Sorry. Well, you're already here technically. You're already here. You're already one up.
I was old money.
But like I've spoke to a lot of YouTubers. I won't say their name, but a lot of YouTubers say like the first year of London is always like fucking like just some people
Yeah.
can't hack it.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
like
yeah.
the first 10 times I came to London, I hated it.
Really?
So I never hated it as a visiting aspect, like a tourist aspect. Whenever I went to London, I'd always see it as could I live here? Because I was always visiting my mates that
you used
lived
to
here.
say to me when
I used to always say
yeah.
that. I was like, I can't do this. That's what you said when I moved to London. You went, all right, Mister, I hate London.
Yeah,
It's
I was
because-
like, oh yeah, all right, yeah.
Because I did. I'm not gonna lie. But it took me about 20 times, 15 times before I came to London before I actually enjoyed it. The first 10 times I was like, there's just too much going on. Just too much going on. Like
It's exhausting when you
walking
first
in the
start,
tube
yeah.
station and there's like people sprinting past me and like brushing. I'm like,
I think for me,
Can't
like
do.
because of like, obviously being raised and living in London, whenever I can get out of London, it's quite nice. It's like an experience. Obviously, throughout my last year, I've been to quite a few other cities and stuff. But I've always found like when I go to those places, it's just like bloody hell. Like, everyone lives so like
Different.
slow, but when I'm
Yeah.
here, it feels so normal for me. And I don't know, like yes, in fact, there's a question for all of you. Do you feel like since you moved to London that you've like adapted to that?
well, I felt like I adapted to it before I moved to London. That's what I said to me about 15, 20 times before. I was like, yeah, I can do this. And then when the pandemic happened, I wasn't like, yes. But I
Yeah.
was like, that gives me an excuse not to get distracted by the lifestyle and just focus on work. Like, I'm not going to be going out drinking. I'm not going to be going out like seeing Big Ben or that. Like,
No,
I could
yeah.
just sit and
Can't see it's under
Like, I
construction.
can.
Yeah.
What?
It's been under construction for this
Still.
year anyway.
Still, we're all
it's
working on
fucked.
ourselves.
Yeah. What about you, Becky?
Do you know what? So before I moved up here, I would pack my suitcase and live on people's floors for like weeks. Like,
That
I remember
sounds like normal for you.
yeah,
to be
classic.
honest.
I would stay at Finn's for like, bless him, he let me sleep on his floor for like 3 weeks one time, and I used to stay at like Joe Tasker's, places like that. So I kind of got used to it then. So moving up here, I was a bit like I knew what to expect. Too crazy, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know. I found it a little bit more difficult than probably what you used to have.
But you haven't been. You're not a big London boy, though, right? Obviously, he's had his reasons for being down here. and
No, well,
stuff
I
in the
came
past,
down
but-
every week for XO. But
Okay.
I'd always like.
But even then, that's not a great association
I
for
just
you.
can't get away from
Yeah,
it.
but that wasn't really a great association for you though, because we've already spoken about that, how you like felt in that kind of environment. You didn't feel like you
Yeah,
fit.
you felt left out, useless piece of shit.
Yeah, and you just obviously didn't really think.
Fucking hell! Kill myself, will I?
No, please don't.
Don't
Yeah,
say
no, I
that.
told you that because you got on film.
Content though. Sorry. As you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I just find it a bit more. It's so hard because you obviously you've got to put it in perspective where all my mates do like construction jobs, like
Yeah.
electricians. With me, I'm like, perspective, I'm like, oh, well, it's so much better than that. But I don't know. I think London's just such a big change from Newcastle. Definitely, like, I think probably the same as, it's more Scotland than I'd say what it is Neath. Nevis, because Neath's like dead wilderness, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tiny.
Well,
Up
like,
in the Shire.
Do you know what's weird? When you get off the train in Neath, I literally say to my dad every time, I'm like, I can breathe. Like you get off
It
and
is
you're like,
different air.
whoa.
It's different air, yeah, it's
I'm
different
like, I
air.
can smell like cows and shit.
Oh, I love the smell of
Great.
shit.
and cow shit.
And
Yeah.
cow shit. Yeah, it's great. I love
No,
it.
I feel in Scotland, I really like Scotland, and if I could stay there, I would, and that's where I'd like to end up because I just think it's quite quiet. The people there are nice. Whenever I get an Uber driver from London, they're like, "Oh, I've been to Scotland. It's nice. People smile at you." I'm like,
yeah.
people smile at you. That's kind of normal."
Ah,
Whereas in
I
London,
dunno.
it's not. People just don't
When
care.
you first moved here, did you like try and like speak to the taxi driver? I used to do that. I go, hiya,
And
hiya,
then
hello,
they-
drive. How's your day
yeah,
been?
and I just went, hmm.
And go, and you're like, okay.
I don't have this experience of London,
Yeah,
though.
this is what
I'm a weirdo, though. Like, I would literally chat to anyone and anything about anything, but if you put that energy out, then you get it back usually. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's a surprise because I'm not going to lie, yeah. You go out to the countryside, you go to like different like cities and stuff. People are different than in London. It's a metropolitan city and people are very work driven. You got your 9 to 5s.
And you don't blame
work.
them. They
You
just
don't
want
blame,
to
but
go
that's
to
just
their
how it
job
is.
and go home.
But people who aren't from London, and even people who are in London, sometimes they just head down here, busy. But if you turn around, like I've done this in the street before. Like I've gone up to a couple of guys, girls, whatever, and I'm like, excuse me, where's your jacket from? I really like it, whatever. You can see the change in their face, and they're like, oh, you've actually made someone's day. Because you don't expect it. But if you put that energy out, you get it back.
Yeah.
Completely off topic, by the way,
No,
but
but
I
that's
also kind of like
That's
it
kind
as
of what I
well.
always say about the taxi. Like I'd get in, they'd be like, "You're definitely not from here," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, from Wales, me." Oh, idiot! Like, but yeah,
Talk about
it's
strong
very
ones and
different.
everything. Like, you want a beer, Uber driver? Then suddenly you've
Crashed.
great. Yeah.
Not with Adrian Flux, though.
No,
Back
not
to the
really.
commercial.
Hooray.
I feel like on the topic of alcoholism and other lifestyle stuff, we should probably conclude it here
Yeah.
for the video portion and head over, if you are going to be an audio listener, to go listen to us on our what platform
Well,
would you like to listen to?
we're actually on 6 platforms, but we want a bit of that Spotify donga. So
I thought you said a sex
What?
platform. I'm
I
not
think
like-
you said
yeah,
you
well,
said
we're
sex.
on sex platform, so we are on
what do you think I said?
sex.
I said Spotify donga.
No, you said
No, you said
No,
we're
no.
on sex platforms.
No. 6.
I just thought
and
you
the,
went.
the number 6.
You know what? Just for like,
The number.
Cameron, would you like to just take it from the accent perspective? Yeah, would you like to outro it just for him?
Yeah, also what I want to say
Away.
is what I forgot to say in the intro, that 90% of the people that are watching this video are not
You're
subscribed.
joking.
90%.
You are joking.
90%. So please
Away.
press
Away.
the subscribe button.
But I will
okay?
say as well, that is probably due to the fact that everyone has been tuning in and watching, and we are very grateful and
Yeah, we're
thankful for
very
the support
grateful.
so far. But
Very
please
grateful.
continue to watch, but also subscribe to us because it's appreciated.
Go on Spotify right now. 30 minutes, audio only. We're going to be answering your problems. Go over there right now.
Yes.
Lots of
thank
love.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Waving, bye.
Hooray. Oh, and thank you, Becky, for coming on.
Yeah,
No.
go
Oh,
check
yeah,
out
yeah,
Becky.
yeah, thank
Go
you,
check out
Becky.
Becky.
Links in the bio. Hooray.
Have to.
Say hooray, Becky. End the podcast here.
Howie.